Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your reading. Let's just jump right into this. Let's start off with some deep breaths, and I'm going to pull up some affirmation for us here, along with some comfort cards. I would like to also add that this may not be for everybody, okay? This is very specific. I would also like to add that while some of these messages, and not just for our Cancers, but for all signs, that while some of these messages that are coming up for me may not be for everybody, okay, know it for yourself. Be discerning. Use your spiritual discernment that this message is for you, and do not force it if it's not resonating with you. There are some here, okay, who are commenting that these messages obviously are not for them. So I don't need unnecessary comments and you commenting on unnecessary things on my channel. I don't appreciate it. I don't like that on my channel. So just leave that out, please. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's start us off with some affirmations here. You know, this is a safe space, and I like for it to be a safe space for all to feel like they are seen and heard, okay? And for somebody to be stepping in here and commenting on these messages that I'm receiving for myself, okay, that I bring to you, and I am taking my time and bringing this to you in the order that I know I should, and then you commenting on the messages in the videos with unnecessary comments, I don't like that. It's gotta go. Thank you. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. I went into this reading in a fast-paced Cancer, okay? And it's funny because I was in a slower pace, and then I went into a faster pace. And what I got from that is that there might be some things that you're feeling right now that you're not understanding. I feel like there's a little bit of pain that you're feeling. Also, there's a little bit of a distraction, and you're feeling jittery. You're fixating on things that you may not understand right now. So you're picking on your nails, you're picking on your face, you're picking on your skin, okay? And you're not even realizing that you're scratching so hard that you're now scarring, you're scarring your skin. Okay, now your skin is bleeding. Does that make sense? You're not even aware, you're not even mindful. I feel like this is rooted in anxiety. I feel like this is rooted in pain that's coming up for you, okay? I'm getting here. I'm going to pull up another affirmation for you guys. And then I want to get into some comfort cards because I feel like it is much needed for some of you Cancers, okay? And I going back to what I was saying about this is not for everybody. I feel like those deep breaths also is very important for you guys right now. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. You are around energies, Cancer. From talking to somebody here, you are around energies that is not really aligned in where you are with yourself. And take this as it resonates, as read these messages that I have written down for you guys, okay? That you are not very much aligned and is not finding yourself to be in alignment with and where you are with yourself and what you have cultivated in this journey that you've been in, okay? You're finding yourself to be around energies that you're probably getting mixed in with, and you're going to yourself like, this is not me, right? You're going to yourself, this is not me, this is not where I wanted to be. I had a plan, and I've been on this path, and I've cultivated a lot for myself, and now you're finding yourself to be around other energies, and you're going, I don't know if I'm in alignment with you. I don't know if you are in alignment with me. And you're asking yourself questions like, what does this even mean to me? What is the meaning of this relationship? What is the meaning of this situation for me? What is the meaning of this job for me? What is the meaning of this relationship, this friendship, this partnership? And you're asking yourself, why? What is the meaning of this? And why did I put myself in this situation in the first place? That's what I'm getting here. And this is what I have written down for you guys, okay? You are coming from feeling unworthiness to worthiness. You are finding yourself to be in a position right now with yourself, Cancer, where you are feeling a lot of that worthiness inside of you. Like you are finding a lot of value in what you do and what you say and how you act and how you interact with people. You are ascending, if you will. So you're coming from a place of feeling unworthiness, and now you're stepping into a place where you feel a lot more value. You value your time a lot more. You're finding yourself to be valuing your time a lot more. You're finding yourself to be gaining a lot of self-esteem for yourself. You know, this is rooted in moving yourself, like being more active, being more participating more in something, or participating more in the community or something like that. You know, that's what I'm getting here. And now that you're finding yourself to be more excuse me, what is that? Sorry. And worthiness. You're feeling worthiness. Sorry, that was something in my mouth. A lot more worthiness, okay? And the value that you are finding yourself in, you're going, is this the value that my partner is holding on to? Do we share the same values? What is it in their life that they find valuable? Or what is it about what they're doing with their life that is valuable that I find myself to be in? And finding myself that is valuable. Coming from a place of feeling unworthiness to coming into a place of worthiness. Now there's a lot of questions to ask. So I think this is why the pace went from slow to fast, because this comes with a lot of emotions and pain is what I'm getting here, Cancer. And you may not even be finding yourself to have a lot of self-control right now. So a lot of what you're saying and a lot of what, even like the way that you react to people, or even the way that you're interacting with people, like it's kind of like out of proportion is what I'm getting, okay? Like sometimes you feel like there's no order, like you're finding yourself to not be in order because you're around other energies that is not aligning with where you are with yourself and what you've cultivated within yourself. How you are reacting to people, how you are using your words, like that you may be stumbling on it, like you may be stumbling in your words. You may be asking yourself, why did I just say that to this person when I should have said something else, right? There's a lot of like clutter. You almost feel like you're like failing. You almost feel like you're not in the direction in the direction you want to be in, okay? And a lot of that comes down to being around other energies that, you know, getting mixed up in with you and where you are with you. Okay. Whew. That was a lot just now, you guys. I didn't want to lose it. Here you go. I just jumped right into that, and without even saying happy birthday, Cancer. We are in your season. Okay. I feel a lot of passion as well. Whether you are expressing negativity, whether you are expressing negativity or positivity, you are in passion, okay? You are rooted in passion. Embrace your imperfections. Release the idea that you must be without flaws. Humans are imperfect, messy, and also miraculous. So simply aim to be the best person possible. I feel the need to also say, and I had written this down, not a single soul in this world should ever feel like they are not worthy. Okay. And this came up for me, I believe, after I meditated this morning. Okay. I think you're aware, Cancer, that there are some things about yourself that you're just not you're just not satisfied with, is what I'm getting here, okay? There's just some things that's coming up for you that you're going like, I don't know if I'm proud of that. I don't know. And some things also from the past where it's having you think like, I don't even know if I'm proud of the things that I've done. You know, like there's just some things that you're going back to from the past and you're going, I don't know if I'm okay with that now, you know, where you were with your mind before, where you were with your body before. There were a lot of things in your past that you weren't proud of, that now you're thinking to yourself, you're going back to, and you're telling yourself, that's not who I am. Who have I become, and who have I been this whole time to myself? That now I'm finding myself to be in a different lens and going, I know I am so much more worthy than who I used to be. It's a very specific message, right? So it may not be for everybody. And so now you're going, I'm sorry, guys. You are being misinterpreted. You are being misunderstood, right? It's like, I'm getting like your energy is like gravitating, like people are gravitating to your energy. People are holding on to your energy, and they're holding on to it so much that they don't want to let go. And what's happening at the same time is that you are being misunderstood, misinterpreted, and perhaps maybe even being perceived as somebody that you are not. You know, because they don't know who you truly are. Like there may be some things that they see on the surface level that they may think like, I know this person, right? Somebody's looking at you and going like, I know who you are, but they really don't. They really don't. You haven't actually gotten to know me in a deeper level for you to say such things. Because Cancer, you're going to yourself, I don't even really know who I am. I'm talking to somebody here. You're going, I don't even really know who I am. I've only really been learning a lot about myself in this journey that I've been in. So for you to say that, I don't even know if that's true. So it's like they're assuming that they know who you are. Okay. But if they were to just get to know you and willing to get to know you and ask questions, then it cancels out the misunderstanding, them misinterpreting you. But perhaps you are misinterpreting yourself, Cancer, that they too are misinterpreting you, because you're just kind of having to like go along with the flow that you're in, right? You're like in a phase where you're having to ask yourself questions, like reflecting on a lot about yourself and your past. And you're going to yourself, wow, I'm really, really getting to know the value of me and the things that I'm doing now. It's not like how it used to be. You are in a different lens. You are, in fact, less in pain, although you still feel a lot of that pain, but you are less in pain. The pain that you may be feeling now is the weight that comes from the pain. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense here. The pain that you may be feeling now is you going, man, I regret doing that thing that I did that one time. Man, I wish I hadn't done that thing that I did that one time with this person, you know? And you're going to yourself like, I'm not proud of that. That's not who I am. Either you were, you know, pressured from society and pressured from a lot of people, you know, out of things that you just wanted to do, or it made you feel good in the moment, but now you're looking back on it and you're going like, I don't know if I'm proud of doing that. I don't know if I'm proud of myself for doing such things, you know? It comes down, I feel like it comes down to like where we are with our healing and what is it that our body is telling us. Because in having to heal, you know, some things can get very confusing, and depending on which season you're in, depending on where you are with yourself and where you are with your body, like you're going to attract the same things in your life. So for instance, if you are one finding yourself to be in a lot of pain, what comes with a lot of that pain, you know, is having to seek for temporary fixes, if you will. And in having to be in that place of like seeking temporary fixes, you are going to have to, you know, find yourself in facing circumstance, like facing consequences, if you will. Misery loves company. Lonely attracts lonely. Soul attracts soul. Love attracts love. Like attracts like. I feel the need to say that. There is something about ourself that we are not satisfied with, that we need to go and seek from other people, and having to fill that up, you are going to have to face the consequences that comes with that. Now, if I'm talking to a female here, a lot of that self-control you're having to gain back for yourself. A lot of what you feel like was taken away from you, you're having to really answer all of those questions for yourself. You're really having to reflect on these questions. Why did I let this person do this to me? Why did I ever agree to this thing that I knew I shouldn't have agreed on? Whatever that looked whatever that looked like for you in the past. Why was I ever in this relationship or in this partnership that I knew I didn't really agree on? And now you're questioning yourself, Cancer, like, I probably had just done that because I was in pain. I probably had just done that because I needed some kind of attention that I know I needed at the time. And Cancer, you're going, I probably, you know, was in that circumstance or in that situation with this person because I just wanted to feel seen. I just wanted to feel heard, and I just want to be loved. You know, that is those questions it's those questions that you are reflecting on, right? What was the meaning of that? And why did I do that? That's the main thing for you right now, is that you're asking all of these questions, coming back to your past, and you're going, what did that even mean to me? And what did that really do for my self-esteem, my confidence? I feel like for a lot of you, your mind is just like going wild right now. Wow. You're having to, like you're having images from the past or something. It's kind of like these images are big. It's coming to you real big. You know, when we find ourselves to be healing, like healing our body and healing our mind, all of a sudden we start to come back to certain memories. Okay, take that as it resonates, Cancer. We start to really understand things with more clarity, so much more aware of your thoughts, right? Like when your body is healing and your mind is healing, something comes to you with so much more clarity, and you're going, wow, why didn't I know that before? Why couldn't I understand that before, but now I do? Okay, it's stuff like that that's coming up for you. When it comes down to self-control, coming back to our females, you might have felt like, you know, you were in a situation with men whom you really didn't have a connection with. Like, for instance, you didn't really have an emotional connection with, you know, they too weren't initiating that, or you weren't initiating that. You didn't really have an emotional connection, or even like where you were with your mind, you didn't have that kind of connection. But, you know, it was like an energetic connection, okay? And where you were with your self-control, it felt like you were kind of just like pulled in to them. And then every time you would share something about yourself, you find yourself to be berated. They berated whatever you had in mind. They berated your expressions. They berated the way that you live your life. They berated, your lifestyle and how you were living your life in your own terms. So it's like you felt like your control, your self-control was taken away from you, because you could have chosen not to share those things with those people or with these men. You could have chosen not to share certain things to these men that kind of reeled you in. Does that make sense? But you did, in knowing that you're able to trust them. But as soon as you started expressing yourself, and as soon as you started to, share a lot of information about yourself, it's like they were berating you, misunderstanding you, manipulating you, controlling you. And then that's where you felt like your self-control was kind of taken away from you. Does that make sense? And that too, you're having to go back to in your past and asking yourself, what was the meaning of that? And why did I do that to myself? Coming back, rooted in pain. This is rooted in pain. This is rooted in a pattern. This is rooted in a trauma. This is rooted in anxiety. This is rooted in impulse. You can't help yourself. I need this temporary fix. I need this temporary fix. Okay, this is what I'm getting. There's a lot on self-control. I feel like there's a lot on self-control now in present time, and then you're having to think about your self-control in the past and where you were with your self-control. Okay. Also, to our females, I have the Empress here. Okay. What I'm getting with the Empress is like, now that you are seeing your value, I feel like I'm talking to a female here. Now that you are seeing your value, you're even seeing yourself to be looking at sex on a whole different level. And how you've seen sex now compared to how you've seen sex before. And now you're going to yourself, okay, now I know my worth. Now I know my value, and the value in my time, the value in creating my time, the value in the things that I do for myself and to other people. Now you're comparing how you are seeing sex now and how you've seen it before. Now that's all different. You're even asking yourself in your relationships, what is the value of this relationship? And if you are with somebody, if you are dating right now, if you are dating somebody, you're asking yourself, what is the value of this relationship? What is the value of this friendship? Because you're going, I don't want to just have sex. This isn't something that I want to just do because you want to do it. What I'm getting here, Cancer, is like your values is like aligning with other things. And the people who are aligning themselves with you is just not working out. So now you're finding yourself with people who are aligning themselves with you, but you're going, I'm not actually really aligning with you. Because you see, I'm finding myself to be in a different ground level now than where I used to be. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense here. And so everything that you are facing in your life right now in the present time, in all areas of your life, where you are with your relationships, where you are with sex, where you are with dating, where you are with your values, now that's all aligning with you. And the people who are trying to align with you, you're going, I don't even know if I'm aligning with you though. Right? And it's not to offend anybody. No, you're probably like one to speak to them about this. Like, I don't know if this is working out. I mean, either you mask it and you don't ever talk about it, or you be honest and just talk about it and express it so that you can move on and not having to waste each other's time, if you will, right? So even in terms of sex, I'm getting that for some of you before and how you've seen sex, there came a point where, that was like a temporary fix for you. Like, you went through a phase where, you felt a lot of pain, and sex was that thing that helped you feel something. Fast forward, now you're looking at yourself and you are finding yourself to be in a different lens, and you're going, I don't even think I look at sex the same way. For some of you, you're telling yourself, I see sex as a sacred thing, not to use to be playful and adventurous all the time. Although, what I got here, the message that I got, is that sex is supposed to be fun and adventurous for the both of you. Sex is supposed to be fun. Sex is fun, right? But I'm getting, for some of you, you're seeing sex as something to be to value. It's a sacred thing that two people are experiencing, immersing themselves in the moment. It's very sacred. That's how you're seeing sex now. And also, what I'm getting for some of you, like, that's how you've always seen sex. You've always known yourself to, you've always known sex to be a sacred thing. It's just that you were in a lot of pain, and the world's kind of just like shook you up a bit and shifted your perspective about sex. But you were always one to really think of sex as a sacred thing between two people. It's just the world's corrupted your mind and made you think different about sex. So now these people who are trying to align themselves with you, or maybe even your partner right now, is not really initiating anything else but sex. Does that make sense? They're not really understanding where they are with themselves, but they're looking at you like you're not really understanding where you are with yourself. So the only thing that they're able to give is what they can give on a physical level. And you are being misunderstood, misinterpreted in where you are with yourself, because you, in fact, don't only want what sex can give you, and you're looking at that in a very different lens. And that comes down to what I was saying about self-control. You may be finding yourself now to be going no, and a lot of it. Okay. And as you are, finding yourself to be saying no a lot more, now you're asking yourself, and you're giving yourself some time and space to question yourself. What kind of relationship do I want to have? What values do I want to see in them, in my partner, in my relationships? Okay, I have the Lovers. Okay. I'm hearing, I want to be seen as myself. Not anybody else that I am being perceived as, but I want to see myself I want them to see me as someone that, have been through so much in this journey and have grown up and matured and have learned so many things, and not just this person that I'm being perceived as because that's what you think of yourself. Does that make sense? It's like you're telling yourself, I'm only being perceived as somebody that I'm not because that's what you think of yourself. That's what you think of you. But I know myself to be a lot more worthy. So I'm thinking that once we shift our behavior, Cancer, once we start changing our actions or your attitude, or whether that would be your attitude, your actions, and how you're interacting with people, then people are also going to shift in how they're going to treat you. Does that make sense? So once you start treating yourself with more respect, once you start to really ground in your control, your self-control, then people are going to start shifting in how they're reacting to you. People are going to start shifting differently in how they are speaking to you, and how they are treating you, and how they are reacting to you. Once you start, there's something about something about you shifting something differently about yourself. Once you shift that something inside of you differently, then they're going to react to you differently. And then seen as you really are. I'm hearing drop the ego. Drop the feeling like you need to be more than yourself. Wow, okay. Like to know that you are enough. That wherever you are with yourself now, know that you are enough, and then you are also going to attract the same. Coming back to having more self-control and knowing your worth, and a lot more of it. That's coming up a lot. Knowing your worth, knowing what your self-control even feels like for you and what that even looks like for you. You're, coming into a new phase. I feel like, Cancer, I'm talking to somebody here where you feel like, I want to live my life in a different way. I don't want to be seen as somebody that only wants to have sex. I don't want to be seen as somebody that that wants to do this every day. Whatever this means. I want to explore myself in a deeper way. I want to explore myself spiritually. I want to explore myself mentally. I want to go into this self-discovery, and I want to immerse myself in it. And it would be nice to also, be with somebody, meet somebody who is on the same level as me. It's so hard for one to explain that to somebody, right? It's so hard for one to try and have a talk to somebody about that, because you also don't want to hurt their feelings, and you don't want your feelings to get hurt as well, and how much time and energy you have already invested in this relationship or in this situation. You're going, I don't want this to just go away all of a sudden and then offend them, but it's better to talk about it than never having to talk about it, and then just letting the whole thing just stay where it is when you're not okay with it. You are not okay with it, so why aren't you leaving it? Does that make sense? If you don't feel okay in it, then why stay in it? Okay. Coming back to self-control. I'm going to pull up another comfort card for you guys. There's a lot of passion coming in. I think I mentioned that earlier. I think you're just really tired of being misunderstood and being perceived. There's a lot of being perceived. Okay. There's two that came out here. Focus on gratitude. Don't wait for a crisis to happen to be grateful for your life. Today, focus on what you have to be thankful for. I'm getting, don't wait for things to come up like that. I'm getting like, don't wait for a fight to happen. Don't wait for something to come up to explain it to them, or it's like make time to express it to them, that there's just some things that I'm not satisfied with, is what I'm getting here. Today, focus on what you have to be thankful for. Retreat to the natural worlds. Go where you feel most alive. A peaceful forest, the mountains, your local park. Let the ocean roar through you. Be revived by nature's wonder. Okay. It's finding comfortability again. It's like, yes, I'm I know my worth now more than I ever did before. And where I was with myself, where I was with my self-worth before, I might not have been that mindful, but now you're like, I'm actually really focusing on that. I'm actually really having to put a lot of focus on my value and my worth and where I am with that. And I guess it's just the people that's trying to align themselves to you that's just not working out. Like everything else you're finding to be working out, but it's just the people that you're going, man, I don't even know. And it sucks, right? Because for some of us, it's like it's leaving us no choice but to be alone, right? Sometimes it's like it sucks because I know what this feels like for me. Like sometimes there's just some things to leave behind, and to know that being alone is better than being around people who don't make you feel good. It sucks to say that, and I understand what that feels like for me. It's like it comes to a point where you're just left with nobody anymore. It's just you. It's just you. And I empathize with you guys. I empathize with you guys. I don't want to be left here alone. But it comes down to a point where life is presenting to you that maybe you should be. Because if you don't, you're going to continue hurting other people for no reason whatsoever. Right? You're going to eventually hurt other people who does not deserve to be hurt just because you're not aligning with them. Right? I'm getting like there are just some things that you need to do on your own for yourself. That involving other people isn't actually going to help you. It's actually going to make it worse. And not just that, but you're going to hurt them and then hurt you. Save yourself from hurting yourself and hurting other people. And give yourself more credit for the things that you have been doing for yourself. Okay. I want to pull up a spirit animal deck or spirit animal card here for you guys. An energy for our Cancer. I'm hearing you're not alone. Even when you are alone, you're not alone. Okay. Give yourself some more compassion. I'm getting, don't see yourself as somebody who is a failure because you're alone. You know, we usually get bogged down when we're all alone and it's just us, right? But it's actually teaching us to be more independent, to not rely so much on other people when we feel a certain type of way about ourselves. We, in fact, don't need other people to teach us things that we know we're able to do on our own. I think it's just having to, I'm getting that it's just having to really understand your independence and without having to rely on anybody, right? It's having to teach you how to find your own resource on your own, in your own pace. Sometimes we gotta go alone, go at it alone so that we can learn for ourselves without depending on anybody. You are master of finding life's flow. Be in harmony with the rhythm and your path will unfold. Persevere and you will succeed. Excuse me, you have everything you need to be protected and happy. You are protected. I'm getting it's just you having to cruise and experience this human experience. You can't go wrong. Even if you go wrong, you're not wrong. It's just life teaching us certain things that we need to know for ourselves. Not to benefit other people, but to like benefit us, right? Like we were taught growing up to people please, and that if we didn't people please, you know, somebody would get upset, or, you know, you feel bad, you feel guilty. I think what's happening here is that life is teaching us to be more independent and to get to know our mind without relying on anybody, so that when time comes that you fail or you do something wrong, that is what is going to help you lift yourself back up and try again without anybody's help, without anybody, you know, giving you a hand. It's you giving yourself a hand and really teaching you how to be more for yourself without relying on anybody. That just keeps coming up, okay? I'm going to leave it here, Cancer. If you guys would like a personal reading, all of my information will be down in the description box below. You already know. I love you guys. I'm sending you so much love. Happy birthday once again, Cancer. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next. Bye.